Hey, Glenn. What's up, Sue? Hey, Glenn. Any echo on this, Glenn? I think I have it down to just one microphone finally. That's good to hear. Last time I had about 15 echoes going on. Now I just got to find the instructions for this build. That's good to hear. Last time I had about 15 echoes going on. I just got to find the instructions for this build. And I have to get a monitor that sits behind the camera because it looks stupid looking to the side. Glenn, did he just change to the all metal hot end also like I did? All right. Is it still doing it now, Glenn? I had the YouTube channel playing and I hadn't muted it even though I had the volume way down and going through headsets. Okay, apparently I have to mute my YouTube channel when it's in the background even though it's going through a headset which is sitting over there in the corner. Use document, installation guide, there we go. Hey Sean, I got a ZoneStar P802QR2 dual extruder unit in. So I'm just bringing up the instructions over here. Gonna see how much of this I can get together tonight. I don't expect to get the whole thing together. I don't want to run too late with this thing, and I've got 2 of these to do. So I figure I'll get as far as I can with the one, and either over the weekend I'll finish it off on stream or whatever's going to happen with it. I'm not even sure. But it's a ZoneStar. That should solve that problem, Glenn. Hey Chris, how you doing? How's it going? Okay, like the first 5 pages of this instruction manual is all pre-assembled parts. Would you think I wouldn't give you one, Glenn? Oh, I feel stupid staring at the screen to the side, but I don't have a monitor over there yet. Really, the very first thing you install on this thing is assemble the extruder. Alright. I don't think I got that part out. Oh yeah, I did. So Glenn, should I use the cheapo tools that it came with, or should I grab something else off the counter? figured you would say that. Right, now hang on a second. You guys can't even see the table. It would help if I kicked that down. There we go. Now I feel better on camera because now I don't have to see me. Hey, Colin, how you doing? Great thing about these instructions is they don't tell you which direction the motor contacts are supposed to go in to make sure you keep them out of the way. This hole should be at the center of the gear. Yeah, great. I guess we're going to go interesting. There we go. I love the spelling in these manuals. This thing, I think it's supposed to be a jack screw, but it's JBCK, and it's the same way about 30 times. Alright, Glenn, crappy tools right here for you. That's a Phillips head. Yes, Glenn, this is the ZoneStar, was it the P802QR2, the dual extruder unit? I picked up two of these things, one for me and one for my nephew. Don't really use the crappy ones? Oh, I know they fit. So, that was kind of bent and crappy too, Glenn. These are Harbor Freight specials. I mean, it's like commercial grade crappy. Which way are you supposed to go on there? Interesting. Get back over here. Should be at the center of the gear. Alrighty, what do we got over there? Don't really use it. I did not know the Harbor Freight tools had a lifetime guarantee. I figured when they write a lifetime guarantee, they meant once the thing died, it's done. Get in here. I didn't think they actually meant my lifetime. And I'm going to take bets that this thing is already installed 180 degrees out, because if I had a flat out guess, which I did because it wasn't listed anywhere, it's wrong. Where the heck do you go? Bonus screw? I already have extra parts, because there's not one hole on this thing that's threaded for the right size to put this in. The spare parts over there. Well, they say Pittsburgh. Alright, more parts. Where are the parts? Alright, so this gets M3 by 6. And 3 of them. Again, it doesn't tell you which way the motor's supposed to go. Up, down, sideways, left, right. This almost looks like the same color I've been printing in for the last week. By the way, Glenn, today's Xander Think Thursday joke, he really should give you a wedgie for that, making him say that one. Right by the screwdriver set. You can make me do the other part. Nothing but the finest. Well then, I hope I'm really still around to watch him pick your nursing home in a couple more decades. Because he's going to have you someplace very interesting. Well, apparently this one didn't come with a magnet or anything inside of it. Piece of crud. Well, the retaining spring is gone. Son of a gun. Well, there's a fix for that. Brand new screwdriver set. It's already broken. This one's from Micro Center. Apparently they're worse than Harbor Freight. Welcome Adventures in 3D Printing. Nothing's clogged on this yet. This is hasn't had a chance to get clogged yet. This one's still in pieces. Yee. And I caught it. Yeah, Chris, I need a big workspace like you got in your basement. This is like a little 2 foot by 2 foot table. It's a little cramped. All right. Hey, Sean. Oh, I didn't even realize this thing had a title on it. I didn't set a title. It must have grabbed the old one from the last time I was doing a test stream. Well, that's kind of crazy. Uh-oh. Right? Oh good, it was just hiding. That was the next piece being called for and I couldn't find it in the box. Let me see what the title says over here. Well, poop. They're casting it tomorrow, show 'em? That's pretty cool. I watched a couple of their videos earlier. Ooh. It's shipped with funky gunk on it. Why do I feel like working on this thing feel like working on an old PC where Band-Aids should be part of the toolkit? Ooh. All right. These go. Alrighty, and this calls for M4x6. Poopiness. That was in the wrong place. There we go. Show him, you know what time you're putting that up? Or is he doing it live, or is it just going to be a recorded video? Does he actually 3D print it, show him, and then like melt out the plastic, or does he convert your plastic model to a wax cast or something? I mean, I was watching the one he did with the foam eggs. He just kind of like, you know, the styrofoam just melted away and bubbled out and vaporized, and opened up the spot for the, you know, the molten metal to take its place. But even when this stuff melts, it leaves a, you know, some kind of signature that it was there. You know, this is never completely gone. You end up with blobs of stuff. Oh, that's right. I did see that. I think he casts around the model, opens it back up, removes the model from the casting spot, and then pours into the void. It was only the one I saw him doing the eggs that he actually poured it right in on top of the foam. Yeah, I did watch that one. I think I saw him cut it in half with a hacksaw or something. Personally, I think it would have been easier to cut it in half ahead of time in Blender or something like that, and then print the model in 2 halves flat on the deck. All right. Okay, simple base frame front. R2 and D2. This is? No. That was a brain fart on my part. R2. A1. Okay, I don't have an R2 bag. This is interesting. B2. A4. C2. Uh-oh. Well, that's not good at all. Do I have a bag inside a bag? Okay. R2 is inside of A2 and not labeled. Alright, that works. Again, this particular drawing is out poop, so this could fit either way. Actually, that moan wasn't too bad, show them. That was just my gut in the way as I tried to bend over to the box. So, 4x6x2. You gotta see me trying to tie my shoes nowadays. That's why I buy combat boots with the zippers on the side. Well, let's see. Okay, so it does show the opening on the left, so that would be correct. Yeah, thanks, Dad. I'm sure it does. I have to give you a shout later on. That friend of mine that got me the deal on my truck all those years ago, she's looking to retire, and the village is on her list of places to move to. So I was talking to Kenny earlier. We might be sending, making the offer that the rental house is available. Kenny already gave me the numbers to give her when I talk to her later. Alrighty. Assemble the back frame. Boy, they make you bounce around different pieces here. Time for another motor. Okay. Y-axis limit switch. This one seems to get a smooth pulley. No, can't. It's just a poop drawing. What's going on with that one? Alright, where's that other little funky bracket? Yeah, that's kind of what she was looking for, Dad. She wants to check out an area before she commits to where she's going to retire to. And when I was talking to her, I'd mentioned that she might want to check out the villages. And her response was, she started laughing and said that that was one of the things she was looking at anyway. Oh, cool. This one actually says which way the motor wire goes. M3/6s. Oh man, I need smaller fingers than these. Oh, wait a minute. Where did I put those guys? There they are. Yeah, after I finish this one, Dad, I get to do another one for Ryan. Actually, most likely, if this one comes up and works, I'll get it to him right away and build my own whenever. He's been waiting long enough for me to have give a working printer over there to him. Alexa, volume 6. is a really, really dumb configuration. That has the motor wires directly against the frame. And the holes don't line up that way. Alright, gotta rotate this 90. I should do it 180. Let's go back one. I think I could probably make a business of taking these instructions after I figure them out the first time and rewriting them in English that actually makes sense. Hey Glenn, I think on this one the wind mouth is already installed. Forward about 6. Hey, Mad Mike 8, how you doing? So far I haven't cut myself, stabbed myself, or broken anything, so I think I'm on the plus side of this build so far. Well, that doesn't look real safe. Oh, that's because I got the wrong one. That's the right one. by 20. Why does that not look right? This is by 20. That is by 20. Alright. It just sticks out the bottom a really long way. Room to put another sensor on the bottom of this thing. Really? There you go. Show them, I think you should start just by printing money. More parts to go up there. Alright, this gets a ton of screws. One, two, three, four. 2, 4. Come on. Get out of that spring. There you go. Alright. Love it. These specifically tell me to put the connections to the back. But unless you know what this thing looks like completely bolted together, you don't know which is the back. This is kind of like the way it looks at in the diagram. So this is the way it's going to go. Glenn, you should have hidden one inside of Joel's car, the RC Racer. I know you got a sticker on there, but you should have hid the coin inside of it. Alexa, play royalty-free music.
Royalty-free music. Buy music for anything.
Dad, you still in there? Yeah, Sean, that company still has not emailed me back. I was supposed to have gone out last week, which meant I should have had them, I would have thought, by at least today. Yeah, Dad, I was talking with somebody earlier today. We're going to have to try making Alexa to Alexa calls one of these days. No, you can keep playing, Alexa.
I don't know that one.
Apparently I can't say her name. She who shall not be mentioned. All right, Glenn, have a good one. Tell everybody I said hi, and I guess good night. Yeah, I think that'd be kind of interesting, Dad. Just sit there and talk to the room. It's like a built-in speakerphone. I hate throwing these little plastic bags out. They come out of the garbage out in front of the house. Everybody thinks you're a drug dealer. So if you spin a stepper motor backwards, how many volts do you get out of the contact pins? Does anybody know? I mean, I know they're 12-volt motors, but I'm not sure they give back 12 volts, or it all depends on how fast you spin them. think this is rather interesting that the whole printer goes together with the sharp edges sticking out. Well, I guess that kind of makes sense, because you're going to be reaching in the middle, so you're less likely to cut yourself up reaching there, I guess. Apple. Come on, sit still. I'm really surprised that this thing doesn't have more washers. I think it just kind of like screws in, screw head against the metal plate, which is fine, but so I could use a magnetic tip screwdriver, but if past experience shows anything with these guys, the screws are so cheap they're pretty much non-magnetic. I think they're probably aluminum. I want to grab a magnet and see. Does it look like a printer yet? Not even close. Okay, I need a lefty. Oh, I missed out on the other side. Some of the gun. It's got a hook. It locks in. Yeah, I don't have my magnetic screwdriver down here, Dad, but I do have a whole container of magnets. If I can remember where I put them. There they are. Oh. Wrong screwdriver. They barely stick to the big metal plate. Well, they do pick them up. Not with a whole lot of force, and these are some pretty tough magnets. All right. Turn you around. Get to the front plate. Well, that sure ain't the right one. Because I was an idiot. that one. No comment, Dad. Oops. I do like this stupid little screw case they all came in. Just my fingers just don't fit in there real well. Yeah, Dad, I also let Joanne know what day you and Mom were coming up. She said that she has something going on at her house about that same time. So you guys are probably getting invited, I guess, to the barbecue thing over at their house. Yeah, Dad, I've got a few years' experience. I give myself wide open like that. I know you'll take the shot, because I would have. Top frame. M3 by 6. Alright, so this can go over here for a second. This one, like that. Am I allowed to peel this off now? Probably not, I just did. M3 by 6. 3, 4. Yeah, and I'm still trying to talk Kenny into doing a pig roast one of the weekends. You guys are up here. I'm looking forward to doing another one on that rotisserie thing. That's a lot of fun. Not to mention it's an excuse to start my beer at 9 o'clock in the morning. Which will make Mom real happy, but oh well. It seems like kind of alien spaceship. Flying wing or something. I don't have a printer with push buttons on it. It's going to be a little weird. So I had to get used to the Anycubic Castle pulley when I first got it, because the knob rotates backwards from the way the CR10 works. So actually I've gotten in the habit now, I just remember to spin it backwards. I don't have to think about it too much, I just know that it's deformed. Yeah, it's one thing I have to say, Dad. When you and I get together, neither one of us usually drinks alone, which is a good thing. Am I up outside the picture with this thing? Oh. Yeah. Printer's getting too tall. I'm outside the frame. There we go. But now you can see the fact that I'm always looking off to the side where my instructions are. I got a funny feeling that ultimately I'll be taking all these screws out and putting them back in with Loctite. Hello, John Mack. How you doing? All right. So now we gotta go over there. Oop. All right. So that goes that way. Alright, so we got bracing pieces. That go that way. M4 by 6 times 6. Okay. 2. 4, 5, 6. Now you gotta come back down again. Hey Walter, what's going on? How you doing? Putting together a ZoneStar P802QR2. And so far I'm feeling pretty good just because I'm not bleeding. These edges are sharp. Got my dad floating around in the room. I'm sure he'll say hi to you in a second. Dad, Walter was the one with the printer that was doing all the speed prints in Gainesville. Trying to see how fast he could ramp that thing up and still get it, crank it out decent prints. Better question yet, Walter, is how do you think things went for you today? I know you're not looking forward to a commute like that, but at least it'd be nice to know you got something all locked up and ready to go. Oh yeah, and Dad, I referred to him as Walter. Country 3D is Walter. He's the one down from that we met in Gainesville. Besides Sholm, Ron, and Glenn. Okay. I'll call him back tomorrow. It's better than, hey, get the heck out of here and don't call her again. Okay. Feeling pretty good so far. Okay. Well, now they want to... Well, fuck. Son of a gun. I'm guessing... Yep. He has used the lead rod with the hole in the end. Okay. And insert the lead rod slowly so you don't damage the bearings. I can't imagine I can put these things in so fast that I overheat these bearings and damage them. Pain in the dupa. Hey Walter, I was thinking on a night that I'm not playing with a printer, putting something together, just hanging out at the house, bored out of my skull, that you've got the morning coffee. I was thinking about a reason to sit downstairs in the basement with a beer and call it happy hour with Ron. On top of it, screwdriver. The one I'm not using. I'll have to do a green screen of a bar back type thing behind me. Alrighty. Or I just have to buy a lot of liquor bottles and actually make a bar behind me. Oh, what do they want here now? Really? You ready for that now? says it's time for the timing belt on here already. Oh. I think I broke it. Well, first things first, are these the same size? Reasonably same? Alrighty. Well, get on in there. Come on. Wow, there's a ton of extra on this thing. Can't. Hang on, I got my 4 wire ties here. I can't believe with all the technological advances that are there to make a printer like this, the best way to attach this belt is a zip tie. That makes no sense to me. Why about just 3D printing a clip like you do what John did for his drive belt on the camera slider. Ah, poop. Finally. What we got going over there? Yeah, Dad, a zip tie. The 2 parts of the belt fold back on each other. The teeth lock into each other like that, and then the zip tie holds them clamped into each other so it doesn't slip. That's what holds the belt in place on this thing. No clamps, a zip tie. I think they're going to get a second zip tie too. That one really can't afford a second zip tie. Okay. Hey, 3D printing kid. Sorry, I forgot your name again. How's it going? Sometimes you do, Dad. What I really need down here is a beer, but I didn't bring any down. Assemble the heat bed. M3 nut times 4. Alrighty, where's the heat bed? There it is. Hot zone, do not touch. There's alrighty. KM3 by 25. Alright, they gotta be these long silver ones that don't look like they go anywhere else. Yep, 25s. Get caught in that thread. There you go. That might have been easier just to grab the needle nose. Alright, thanks, Ben. I was actually just starting to snug them up a little bit. This is one of those parts you get to do twice, I guess. So far, everything's been going together pretty good, Ben. You know, the holes have been kind of sort of where they need to be. I did not run into that issue, I guess, that James had with the motor holes being all out of whack, where you had to print a mounting bracket for the Y-axis motor. I mean, I've got magenta PETG, so if I had to print a piece for it, at least it would be close to matching. What do I do with that? It's all over there. Alrighty. And if worst came to worst, let's see if I can grab this thing quick. piece I'm printing out for Dad's push block for his table saw. So I had to print something out. I mean, they're not exact. This is magenta and that's red, but it would have been close enough that I could have got it to fly. Alright, so now this goes down. Wow, that really loosened up. And my little bitty open wrenches aren't over there today. They're out in the car. Crap. Well, it fits. I just gotta get the springs on. Spring time. I won't say that. That movie's a little inappropriate. Actually, Dad, at this point, I wouldn't need 3 hands. I'd need 4. I got these 2 springs tied together. Alright. So far that's working. Oh. Spoke too soon. I got 3 springs off. Actually, all 4 springs fell off. Where'd they all go? Same as dropping a nut when working on the car. They went to the geographic center of nowhere where you can't reach them. Where did they go? They are by all. Mr. Poopy Butthole. What the heck? Okay. I keep losing stuff here, besides my mind. Wow, they loosened up a lot. Really? What are you doing there, you? Come on. You're the last one. Get in there. There you went. Hey James, how's it going? Actually, Dad, I was up at the store today and picked up another spool of the same color I was already working in. So the stuff's going to match anyway. The way this feels to me, it feels like the holes in the H bracket should have been a little wider with a washer under the spring to give it a little more flex and less bind. But I mean, I guess it'll be alright. I mean, it doesn't have to move much more than a hair once you get it dialed in. Hey Sean, no, I'm just not talking much because I'm confused. Okay, so now apparently I gotta work from the front here so I don't get my sides confused. And I'm misplacing parts again. Which my father can tell you all is not surprising. Alright, Z stop. Yeah. My signature model. I got a printer named after me. It's called the A-hole. Really? They don't give you a whole lot of clearance between those contacts and the metal bracket. One of those brackets would probably make more sense to 3D print so it can't short anything out. Ben, is that an upgrade or something that they just neglected to do in the initial build of this thing? Alright. Hey, James and Ben, for the Z stop. The top two holes or the bottom two holes? I got 4 holes to mount mine in. I mean, is that in case one set's too high, or is this just a bracket they use on 2 different models of printers, so it depends on which one I need it to work on? Okay, I'll take a look at that. I figure I should copy that thing right now while I'm thinking of it. Hey, Mike. Other Mike. Man. Well, they're easy enough to reach. I'll start. I'll start with the bottom holes. That'll let the Z-axis come down lower. And if it looks like it's going to start smacking the plate, then I'll move it to the other hole. I guess I can walk it down by hand and wait till I hear it hit the switch. If it's too low, move it before I actually put power to the unit. Oh. Alright, lead screw on this guy. I don't know why I did it from that end. Find the right size. Alright, so now that's absolute poop. because I'm a schmendrick. Yeah, Ben, you missed me not putting these pieces in, which is causing all my stuff up top here to flop around in the breeze. Thought it seemed like it was a little bit sloppy. It is nice to have 2 repeat offenders in here that can actually let me know when I'm messing this up too bad. Okay. Well, that answered that question. It only fits one way. Them boogers are tight. I need to get a bigger screwdriver on that later. Oh, what do we got over there? Thanks, Ron. Just saw your post there. Yeah, Ben, are those things supposed to get snug down tight, or are they supposed to stay loose? I mean, I know on the CR10, there was instructions on the lead screw things to leave them somewhat flexible and floating. Oh, oh, too late. Just read the instructions, says not to snug up the whatever a JBCK screw is. Oh man, that's not good. I'm not taking that one off. This one. Dang, that sucker fell right down in. Okay. I'm still trying to figure out how installing the rod too quickly is going to damage these bearings, but it is a rather... Oh. I guess they were printing it with a dual extruder to begin with, because I got blue in my red here. Alright, round two. Man, oh man, the fan on my computer just kicked into hyperdrive. Ah. Stay. Hey Ron, do you have one of these guys yet, or no? I might have to run out to the company car and get my screw gun to get these things in. Ooh, get back out of there. Actually, I just need to get a real screwdriver. This one's just a piece of poop. Get those later. Loop the lead screw. All right. Hey, welcome back, Chris. Yeah, I was actually going to hold off on doing that part of the wiring until after I did print that bracket. I actually already downloaded it once I knew I was ordering these. And I got to print up two of them, one for this one and one for the other one that's still sitting over there on the freezer. And this one's probably going to go into my nephew, and the other one will end up staying here somewhere. Just wanted to be able to print in two colors. Really? Why would I loosen those screws? Nice, Ben. Hey Ben, I got an instruction here that says to loosen the those anti-backlash nuts or whatever they are on top. Are they supposed to be somewhat loose? Or is it, and they just shipped closed down all the way, or what's the deal with those? I'm sorry, I said the brass backlash nuts that they have on the lead screws. I just got an instruction here that says to loosen the screws to fix the copper a little. Oh, they say fix the cooper. I don't know what it has to do with the person who makes barrels, but and then it says to insert the slider module, which is already done. Okay. Yeah, these actually seem pretty darn good. But I already loosened them a turn, so we'll see what happens. Spare parts. Okay. And why don't they just check their prints for warpage before they ship them? Come on out to play, Mr. Hot End here. Whole lot of crap tied in different places here. Well, that's not good at all. Alright, where's Ivan Miranda when I need a big screwdriver to use as a hammer? Ah, I do have a big screwdriver to use as a hammer. No, I don't. I got a broken screwdriver to use as a hammer. Well, I got parts of this screwdriver handle just flying everywhere. Right in the garbage box. I'm sorry about that, guys. I just realized it's right in front of the microphone. You know what? The bottom one going to eat it. That feels even worse. Holy crud. Yeah, Mike, these are metal side panels. Take that guy out. Now I gotta try and get this sucker back out of here. And that's not gonna. Oh, there it goes. Alright, let's see if these fit in over here first. Wow. I almost feel like I'm supposed to take a Dremel to these holes to open them up. These are crazy. I really don't want to go out to the car with a dead blow hammer, but I will if I have to. That was easier. Oh. Not there yet. Wow. Another 1/4 inch. Or parse it off the screwdriver. I think PETG stands for pound everything till it goes. What do I do with that lead screw? Wow. Still need another 1/2 inch on that guy. Hey Chris, you could be right. It might be a guillotine. Right now I wish I had one of those axes to smack this thing with. What have I got around here? I got plenty of crap here in the basement. What do I got? Ah. Heavier metal thing. I don't think that's any closer. Alright, so we're gonna stand you up like that. Closer. Just a little bit closer. A little more. When in doubt, call Bigger Hammer Construction. Absolutely, positively has to go in one way or another. Okay, so now, oops. Well, that's a big old load of poop. Hang on. Yeah, thanks, Ben. I just kind of noticed that. uh, all right, now which end's going to come off easier here? They're not exactly square to each other either. I really need to add a bigger hammer to the basement. Why is my phone quacking? Bad side is I put this side on with fat power. I just leaned on it. Ooh, bits of plastic breaking away. There we go. So now I'm all backwards, so I got to figure out which way this is supposed to sit before I put this crap on. Otherwise I'll have the nozzles in the air, which would be bad. Oops. Come on, get back in now. Alrighty. That was poop. Yeah, Ben, it's getting there. After that little fiasco, though, I had to stop for a second. So, metal thumping bar goes into easy obtainable place when I'm assembling printers from now on. And then, oh, excuse me. Hey, James, when yours is clogging up, is it on a long perimeter? Or, when it does a transition from one spot to another? Because I had smaller prints that would print fine after I went to the all-metal hot end. And it was when it was doing a long transition from one side to the other, even, on a larger print, I think it'd be working fine, but that's when it would solidify in the heat break. Alright. Well, what's the next step? More belts and zip ties. Chris, you're going to Earth, aren't you? What did I just do? There it goes. Oh, that sucks. No, Alexa, I wasn't talking to you.
Okay, sorry.
It's alright, I'll get over it. Thanks for stopping by, Chris. Too bad you're not making Earth, though. Or New York, for that matter. Hey, Thomas. How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. While I lose my mind here. do need 3 hands. Well, I don't like the way the X-axis belt drags on the bottom of the pillow bearing, the bushing housing. It should be fine, but it's dragging right along the bottom of it. Yeah. Probably dead. Something that, I mean, it wouldn't take much to make something that they were mated together just slid over the edge. Thanks, Thomas. Anything good for dinner, Thomas? Power connection optional. Nice. Install isolation to power supply. They're already installed. M3 times 6. Times 3. That makes more room for my fat hands. So James, you have the plans to print replacement parts for this thing? It does hit there. Cool. You're probably right. I hadn't looked. I unzipped the whole SD card to my NAS because it didn't seem like it wanted to read my SD card properly earlier. Alrighty. It looks like it's time for the brain. I didn't break it, James. I did chip a piece of plastic on the back side over here. Apparently it didn't like being smacked with a pipe. But it deserved it. It was being a bitch. Oh, lovely. It gave me labels. It would have been really nice if they were just installed ahead of time. Then I wouldn't have to wear my glasses to put this thing together. Light what on fire, James? ZoneStar? I wonder if I picked the little plastic pieces up with a magnet. At least they thought about standoffs, not just burying the thing straight against the metal. The whole thing. Well, shit, if I was going to light it on fire, I would have done it before I wasted all this time. The box would have started to fire real nicely. It's funny, if I tell Alexa to play royalty-free music, she plays one song, and that's it, and then she goes away. Like, apparently nobody wants their music to be royalty-free. You know, I could have just built an A8 and it would have lit itself on fire. Would have saved a lot of time. Oh. Oh. X, Y. It came with another stepper driver. Where'd that go? In the bag. But I'm looking here. I've got a Z, an E0, an E1, a Y, and an X. So I have X, Y, and Z, extruder 1, extruder 0, and I have an extruder 2. Why would I have an extra stepper? I expected spare parts, but I didn't expect a spare stepper. I'm like, and I have a place to put it, but it shouldn't have to drive anything. Unless one of the Z motors is driven, you know, unless the Z motors are driven separately. I was assuming they're going to be on a Y cable. In which case, E2 very well might be the other Z. Oh, excuse me. What time is it? 10 o'clock on the nose. And I only put together one extruder, so I got to do the other one now. Because I goofed. Actually, I knocked the other extruder motor on the floor, so I collect that so I can make a match. Actually, I probably should have to put them together 180 degrees out from each other so that I can squeeze the doohickeys. M3 by 10. Can't see them. Oh, there they are. can. But 3 would have done it. They just want me to have to screw the screw down further. Bastards. The extruders will be a pain in the butt to load. That hole in there is complete shit. Another screw I had to go. Come on, I have a spare one laying around. There you go. You know what? Bad screw. That'll work. Nope. Still wrong. Five weeks or 4 weeks, James? What are we down to? To Earth. Oh, poop, I still did it backwards. How about that color, Ron? That's the magenta PETG that I'm printing Dad's woodworking push block with. I like that color a lot. Wrong Allen wrench. Well, I doesn't miss that by much. Hey James, I got this nice big honking screw, Allen head there, that came out of the bag with the extruder parts, and I do not have a place that fits. Any idea where that's supposed to go? One came with each of them, and I don't know where the heck it's supposed to go. Got another one right there. .42. Oh, poop. I see where it goes. Makes no sense to go there. Okay, where'd that go? Gotcha. Gotcha. Hmm. Well, now I are confused. They're the same. That's a long shaft. That's a good long one. Okay. Alright, that's a little confusing. Out of 6 stepper motors, I got one with a short shaft, which is perfect for the other extruder. But the one I got for this extruder has a long shaft that sticks out the top about a 1/2 inch or 3/8 of an inch. But I just checked, and every other stepper motor all has a long shaft. So I guess it probably doesn't matter. It just seems kind of weird. They would have given me one and not two, but that's what they got to go in. Oh, poop. Later on, I'm probably going to tap out on this thing in a little bit anyway. I'm getting a little tired, and I'm not sure if I want to try routing all these wires and getting them dressed in like they're supposed to be while I'm getting a little fuzzy-headed. So I'll go upstairs and get on the other computer and pester people on Twitter. Oh, I can get the gear down where it belongs, Ron. Yeah, they are, Colin. Said the whole deal with that one stepper motor, only one short shafted one. I mean, it fits in, everything lines up where it's supposed to be. It's just got, I hate saying it, it's got more shaft sticking out than it should. And let me turn the other one around. Because I found out where that other piece that I forgot goes. I'm going to take this extruder back out and put the piece where it belongs. Otherwise I'll completely forget about it tomorrow when I pick this thing back up. Tomorrow night's a Friday night 3D PCH, right? Thank you, Colin. Nothing's blown up yet. Later on. Have a good one. There we go. Now I got all the parts back in where they belong. Hey Brian C, how you doing? And thank you, Mike. Thought there was one tomorrow night. I might turn around and try and get the wiring done tomorrow night before the stream starts. Later, Dad. Have a good night. Thanks, James. Actually, I redid a couple parts a few times, but also I have to go back and re-watch yours. There was a few assemblies that were already pre-assembled here. The box mine came in was a lot smaller than the one you got. So I have a feeling they assembled a few more items and consolidated them to the side rather than letting them bang around in the box. Oh, cool. I don't think Glenn's hosted one in a while. I guess they're not that bad to work on. Oh. 41, 42. Oh. Yeah, I'm definitely at the wiring spot because it's telling me now to start hanging the spool holders. If there is a set of filament runout detector in the parcel, please refer to the below picture to assemble it. Well, no, you didn't give me a damn filament runout sensor. James, we went for the quad extruder on these power supplies. I think we'd have like baked strudel. Yeah, Brian, I'm looking forward to the dual extruder. That should be kind of cool. I'm gonna get this one fired up and do a quick test print with it once I get it all together, and then this one's going to my nephew. I got him an A8 for Christmas, and we never even got the thing together. So I got him this now instead. I'm going to swap this out for the A8 and take the parts back, and I want to do a fully 3D printed frame for the A8. So now it's just a matter of whether or not I do a country bow type 3D printer or 3D printed printer, or wait for James to finish up his full design and print out James's all one piece off the CR10 bed, print it out with my CR10 and build that frame. I would like to do a CR10 where you just put a very long X-axis bar on it and then plate the Y-axis together and the Z's so that with one controller it prints three of an item side by side all at once. I just don't know how it would like having, I don't even know how it would monitor three separate hot ends. If they're all functioning the same, it would be kind of cool. If you ran all the components off of a MOSFET, so you put more juice to them to be split up, it might not be too bad. Well, order one up, Colin. Go for it. Or talk to your crazy buddy out there. I'm sure Chris could come up with an idea for like a dual extruder hang printer for you. You can hang in the ceiling in your basement. Sorry about that, guys. So it'll live tomorrow. I won't burn it up tonight. It gets an extra day of being something other than a pile of ash. Yeah, Colin, these things aren't that expensive. It's only like $250, like $260 something with shipping. I think I'm gonna have to loosen up a few screws and tweak it so the legs all touch the ground at the same time. But we'll see how that shakes out later. Oh my God. Camera really does add 10 pounds. Yeah, Mike, the frame's not real thick. I mean, the metal on a stop sign is probably almost half again, if not twice as thick as this metal. But it's rigid enough. It beats the heck out of acrylic. Well, if he gets that fed up with it, you could always save the raw stock for a backyard party and hang it up like a piñata and beat it with a baseball bat. Everybody gets a little satisfaction out of destroying something that was supposed to be kind of cool, but turned to crap. Well, this thing's gonna be noisy. That upper bearing feels like it's got gravel in it already. No, probably not. They have a big empty basement they're not doing anything with. I mean, the smart thing would do to put it downstairs in the basement where you're not going to hear it, but at the same time, if it decides to go sideways and mess up a print, it'd be nice to actually have it in the room where you are to see what it's doing. So James, how is that printed printer frame coming along? Or is he out playing with the dog again? Yeah, that's what I use here at the house, Mike. I use the Octacam. The only thing is I haven't opened up the port in my routers, so I can't get to it from my phone. From the office, I just kick over a VPN from my computer back to my home network and watch everything through the VPN that way. So I can monitor if I'm in the office, but I can't watch it when I'm on the road. Probably something I should adjust. You know, Colin, I'm up in the air if I want to just give him the one that I put together already, or if I want to go over and give him a hand building it with him. I mean, he works with me at my office sometimes when we're short technicians to for cable installation and stuff like that. So he's fairly handy and getting better. So he's what, 23, 25, something like that now. But I'll have to ask him if he wants me to bring him a running printer or if he wants to build one. I mean, this is a lot easier to put together, I think, than the A8. So I can go over and spend a couple hours with him and put it together. The A8 we started putting together, and about 6 hours in, we were running out of gas and couldn't concentrate on it. It was driving us nuts, so. Well, my first printer was dead easy to put together. It was the CR10. I think it was like 6 screws and 20 minutes later it was together. The second one was the Anycubic Castle pulley that I have. And that took about 2 hours. And then about a half hour, 40 minutes troubleshooting it with Glenn. First problem, he talked me through getting it resolved because I was so sure I put it together right. I never went back and looked at the power leads. It has 4 inputs on the power leads, and I had one set flipped ground hot and hot to ground. So the two of them canceled each other out, didn't trip anything, but didn't run. And then it slammed against the top and kept the motors running. And on that I recognized right away from the manual, and that I just knew. I just swapped one of the end stop wires. What is my idiot dog barking at out there? Yeah, I've been on here about 3 hours. I think I'm going to tap out and call it a night, go upstairs, grab something to eat, because I got home from work late and came straight down here to get started. My first was a X-Bot. Never heard of that one. Using threaded rod, how did that print, Mike? I mean, I know they're not as accurate, they say, on the threaded rod, but, I mean, they can't be out that far. I need to add a couple more cameras so I can switch and have it sitting over there. Oh, that's cool. I just ordered up a handful of miscellaneous junk for building my own from scratch. I ordered up the Arduino Mega and the stepper shield, the steppers, bunch of I think it was like 5 meters of G2 belt with the gears, and 6 stepper motors. Haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do with them yet. I know I want to build a printer completely from scratch, so that's going to get me going in the right direction. I'm just not sure what kind of printer I want to build. I've got an idea of bouncing around in my head on how to make a quick setup Delta that will be a large volume, but I think I probably should build it in a smaller scale first to see if it works. But if I can actually get everything in my head to actually come out the way it looks in my mind, it'll probably be able to do like 750 millimeters wide by about 1.5 meters tall. I just, it's gonna be. I think it'll probably be PLA because get a heat bed on something that size is going to be ridiculously expensive. But I think I've got an idea in my head on how it can break down, fold into different pieces, tuck away, and travel, and then set up in about 10 minutes and be printing. Well, I haven't tried anything with a 3mm filament. I accidentally bought 3 spools of 3mm. Had an RMA to send it back, never bothered sending them back, so I found out that Carmelo had a use for 3mm with one of his printers. So on one of my trips into Queens for a job, I dropped them off at his house. So let him put them to use. He's got to start making the rounds and popping in here on these things. I see him on Twitter all the time, but he doesn't pop in on the streams and stuff. Yeah, so Mike, you weren't in here before. I was saying that Walter's got the morning coffee. Said I should start doing something in the evenings. Happy hour with Ron. And grab your favorite adult beverage and sit around and just talk about whatever. Though I did forget to bring my adult beverage down with me tonight. I had my Guinness glass from earlier, but it's empty. It'd be nicer if there's a simple way to stretch 3mm filament through a different extruder and knock it down to 1.75. So you can actually run it through a hot end, come out 1.3, come out 1.75, and right down into your other hot end and print with it. Yeah, Mike, that glass does have a problem. It's empty. Is there a way to make the font bigger on this thing? Yeah. And my kegerator's empty upstairs. I have to go pick up a new one probably over the weekend. If I spend more time down here printing, I may bring the kegerator down here. Set it up in the corner. I don't have any plumbing down here, so I mean, I'd like to do my brewing down here, but I'd have to actually put a sump pump in the ground to eject it, you know, like an ejector pump to get everything up and out of here if I wanted to put a sink in for washing everything out. And I don't know if I want to spend an extra $5,000 to $6,000 to put a sump system in to be able to brew in the basement. And I kind of like the smell of the brew when it's going upstairs. But with the new electric system, at least I don't have to worry about boilovers on my stove anymore. Makes a sticky mess, takes forever to clean. Unless you shut it down and mop it up right away, and after I just spent 45 minutes getting the thing up to the temperature it's at, I'm not shutting it down and starting over. So I just deal with the mess and fight with it later. "3D print the pump?" I did see what do they call that? Peristaltic pump that was made out of caster wheels, non-pivoting, and a block of wood inside of a metal cake pan, a round cake pan. And the wheels would go by and push whatever fluid was through it. And there was 3 wheels on a triangular piece of wood that would come around and keep the peristaltic action going along. I don't see any reason why I couldn't 3D print that inner hub with wheels on it and just put some of those, what the heck is it, the fidget spinner bearings in it to get it to go. So it would be possible to print the pump. Matter of fact, I could even print what he was using a spring form pan for. I could even print the housing for it. Alright, and that ran off of a cordless drill. Chuck your cordless drill into the center shaft and put it on slow and just let it walk around and do what it had to do. I could probably do it on a stepper motor easier though. Mike, you're in Canada. You can't plant seeds up there. The ground's still frozen. What do we got left in here anyway? Just you and me, Mike. Now, our weather around here has been warmer, but our problem is it's been soggy. We've had about 4 days of rain, and they're saying rain right through the weekend. I wanted to get some sheetrock to do some work in the back room of the house upstairs here, and kind of hard to bring the sheetrock home in an open pickup truck when it's raining out. It gets all crappy before you get home. Now, I'm going to go upstairs and grab something to eat. I'll catch you guys a little later. Mike, if somebody else is streaming, I may catch you in that room as I'm chewing and stuffing in my face. If not, I'll see you tomorrow night on the Friday night 3D printing hangout. Mid-50s is shorts and t-shirt weather. Okay. Yep. Take it easy, sir. Have a good night. Oh, later, Colin. I didn't realize you were still there. Have a good one, all. Thanks for hanging out. And hopefully I'll have this thing printing to show it off soon. Catch you all later. Thanks again.